Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Prachi. I can see you on the screen, but
Yes, sir.
it's not full screen. I don't know why.
Sir, I'm using my phone. That's why I
Oh,
guess.
acha.
Let,
Okay. Doesn't matter. We can hear you and we can see you.
yes,
Prachi, your parents are both in teaching.
yes, sir.
Okay, so have you been thinking of how is the education sector in the country? What ails this system, and what improvement needs to be brought in your opinion? Tell me both about the higher education and the primary and secondary educations.
Yes, sir. Sir, starting first with the primary education, sir, the foundational new literacy which the students see, as highlighted by Pratham's report also, that the level of knowledge which students show, there is a difference between what it should have been ideally, but what it should be. So there is a gap between students learning. So second, which I can think is in primary education is infrastructure also. So particularly in states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh, there are issues in infrastructure. Sir, third, there is issue of teacher absenteeism also in primary and secondary education. Sir, these are the three prime reasons which I can think as of now. Sir, coming to the higher education, sir, there is high dropout ratio of women in STEM education as compared to men in our country. So second, there is lacking of interdisciplinary approach in the higher education in the country. And sir, third, spending on R&D education in country as compared to other countries in the world has been less in higher education.
So, how would you compare, say, the education system abroad, well, most particularly US, and the education system in India? How would you actually compare the two? Why are the
Yes.
Go
So,
ahead.
if we have to compare it, so first point which I'd like to highlight is in US or abroad studies, there has been more focus on practical aspect of learning, while in India there is more focus on theoretical aspect of learning. So, students lack in vocational training and education and the practical aspect of a subject. So, second, interdisciplinary courses are very well promoted in abroad. For example, if a person has political science as main subject, he or she can study science subjects also there. But in India, it's very restricted to the mainstream subjects only. So I think it hampers the overall thinking capacity of an individual.
Very nice. I was going through your DAF, and I said that one of the, I think, debate competitions.
Yes,
You
sir.
talking of the vision of Gandhi's relevance
Yes, sir.
in the present. What was exactly the subject?
So subject was same vision of Gandhi in the contemporary world. You can talk about any aspect of its his vision.
Okay, you have heard of the turncoat debate. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so I'm asking you to establish that it is irrelevant.
Mm. Okay, sir. Sir, Gandhian philosophy of truth and non-violence has been uh, has been an inspiration for generations to come. For example, Martin Luther King to Mandela in South Africa followed his path, and they got independence in the same way which Gandhi got in India. And Gandhi is one of the few leaders in the world which inspire all the leaders. Sir, coming to the against part, but in the present situations, when we see the upheaval in the current geopolitics, we can see that the Gandhian philosophy of non-violence is becoming a little irrelevant in the contemporary times. So we can say that yes, the Gandhian philosophy was once very relevant, but if it is in present context, it's a little bit questionable in the present context.
No, but would you say that it has become irrelevant because of the changed um eco-political socio systems, or is it because it has been tested through the years and it has now found to be irrelevant?
Sir, it will be exaggerating to say that it has completely failed. I can say that it has evolved with time to time, and any philosophy needs to adjust itself according to the current times, and it does not need a complete replacement. Rather, reforms in that philosophy gets its best possible outcomes.
How could Gandhiji's policies be relevant for international diplomacy?
Yes, sir. So Gandhiji's emphasis was on non-violence and truth. Sir, one of the emphasis. Sir, in the current geopolitics, when we see, for example, the recent U.S. Venezuela issue, sir, it could have been prevented via non-violence way also, as the Trump administration was accusing Venezuela of drug cartels. So the method could have been adopted of dialogue and diplomacy, but the other method was chosen. So, sir, if Gandhian philosophy we use, then also it can be solved. But the method chosen was another form. So we can say that Gandhian philosophy is relevant. It depends on who is using and by which means the country wants to use it.
Okay, I would recommend to the government to send you to convince Trump about the
Uh,
non-violent measures. You would like
sir, sir, if government of India sends me to do this, I'll try to do this, sir,
okay.
in my capabilities.
Okay, thank you, Shrikantji.
Prachi, you describe Bihar in geography.
Yes, sir. So
Yes.
Bihar is one of the state geographically located in the lower plains of Indo-Gangetic Plain. Sir, the Bihar geography can be divided into two parts, North Bihar and South Bihar. Sir, the North Bihar consists of the old alluvium soil and the South Bihar consists of the new alluvium soil. Sir, the North Bihar faces flood every year while the South Bihar faces drought every year.
Okay. Okay. And where does the Muzaffarpur stand?
Sir, it's in central Bihar, like on the border of North Bihar and South Bihar, primarily located in the North Bihar.
Okay. What is the specialty of Muzaffarpur district?
Yes, sir. So Muzaffarpur primarily is famous for two things. Sir, first is Sahi Lychee, and second, sir, Lac Bangles.
Okay. 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 And we in agriculture, especially even in Bihar and other part of the India also, we depend on monsoons. We
Yes,
see
sir.
weak monsoons, strong monsoons. What does it indicate? How monsoons are decided,
Yes,
predicted?
sir. So monsoon has been a complex phenomena, and many factors influence the way monsoons take place in India. Sir, for example, Indian Ocean dipole. If Indian Ocean dipole is positive, monsoon will be strengthened in India. Sir, another factor is El Nino and La Nina. If El Nino is strengthening its power, then there is chances of drought in India. While if La Nina is active, there is chances of high rainfall in India. Sir, other factors also are sea bridges, land breezes, Menden-Julian oscillation, circulation, and other things also, sir.
Okay. Women's safety is an issue in many states and almost many rural and urban areas also nowadays. What are the women development schemes, safety scheme?
Sorry, sir, human
What
or
are the women
women?
development schemes in government of India?
Sir, women or human?
Women, WOMEN.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, I have to specifically tell about Government of India schemes, or I can tell about state schemes also.
Both we can do, both.
Okay, sir. So starting with Government of India schemes, sir, the Ujjwala Yojana, which targeted upon the health of the women and provided them a safe and better cleaning experiences. Sir, Lakpati Didi initiative, which is now working on the aspect of making women financially independent. Sir, Swachh Bharat Yojana, which worked on the toilet issues and menstruation hygiene issues of the women. Sir, coming to the state specific schemes, sir, Jivika Didi Yojana in Bihar, which is providing SHG based groupings to the women for their financial independence.
The 10,000 rupees per member.
Sir, that is different. Sir, that is Mukhyamantri Bihar Udyami Yojana.
Okay. What is that scheme?
Sir, in that scheme, it was targeted that installments will be provided to women for financial independence. Sir, the first installment is of 10,000 rupees and the final corpus amount is 2 lakh rupees.
Okay. What is the procedure? Means any procedure is there at when it will end?
Sir, it is being directed via direct benefit transfer and it will be in different installments directly to the bank account of the women.
Okay. Okay. Tell me how to look at live-in relationship.
Sir, in the evolving setup of the current society, live-in relationship is one of the form in which couples uh, try to accommodate themselves. Sir, I think if two consenting adults are there and they are okay with that setup, I think it's okay because ultimately it's about two consenting adults.
Okay. Now with the changing geopolitics in the world, and how do you look at the international organization like United Nations and its other organization? They have any relevance, or they are losing gradually their relevance?
So the current geopolitics, which is seeing going through so many upheavals, have marked a question on the UN and its relevance. But at the same time, sir, we can say that UN is the only international body working for all the countries. The humanitarian assistance, the peacekeeping forces, and other lawmaking. Agendas are there on the UN. Sir, most important being the climate related aspects, sir. The South Indian nations still find a platform in the UN to raise their voices. So, sir, we can say that UN per se has not become irrelevant. Some of its working natures need to be upgraded to be in sync with the current geopolitical needs.
Okay. What is the Manipur issue? What is the present status?
Sir, Manipur's issue is like, sir, two tribal groups there, basically Kukis and Metis, were fighting, and the ethnicity issues basically emerged in Manipur. Sir, presidential rule is currently going on in Manipur.
Okay. Okay. No, there is no either social unrest still continues.
Sir, after implementation of president rules, it has been curbed to a level.
Okay. My final last question. Delimitation of constituencies.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And if it happens, what will be the repercussions with respect to different regions of the country?
So delimitation of constituencies take place as described in the Representation of Peoples Act. So it takes place after every census, and its mandate is to keep the number of seats in a particular state as well as outside the state in a fixed proportion, so that no state can have a particular advantage or disadvantage over the other. Sir, South Indian states particularly have this apprehension since that they are less in population. Seats can be less there as compared to North Indian state. But sir, I think the earlier mandate, which ensures that no state will have a comparative advantage or disadvantage, will be taken care of in the current in the upcoming delimitation commission also, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, okay, Prachi, we are back.
Yes, sir.
Now, just wanted to ask you a question. You said you were in the IUCN delegate at some UN environmental conference, mock
Yes, sir.
conference, I presume mock
Yes.
conference.
Yes, sir, mock
Okay.
conference.
What is IUCN?
Sir, International Union of Conservation of Nature is like a working body of different stakeholders, NGOs, different governments are also part of it, which is working towards preserving flora and fauna in the world.
What is its main role?
Uh,
IUCN.
s- yes, sir. Sir, it categorizes flora and fauna in six different categories and do the risk assessment of any particular species.
You know that you said it also does notify the endangered species.
Yes, sir. Sir, that
Both,
six
both,
categories.
yeah, both flora and fauna. It
Yes, sir.
it notifies the endangered categories.
Yes, sir.
What is its role in the UN system?
Sir, it's not part of the UN, but as a consultating member, it does appear in the climate conferences or the flora and fauna conferences held in the UN Assembly, sir.
So if as a IUCN delegate, you go to a climate conference, you know the name of the conference, name of the international organization treaty about climate change,
Yes, sir. United Nation Conference, UNCCF, particularly.
not
United.
UNCCF, yes, UNFCC,
Sorry, sir.
United
UNFCC.
Nations Framework
Nations Framework on Climate Change. Yes, sir.
on climate change, and
Yes, sir.
IUCN will have an observer status. It is known as observer status.
Yes, sir.
So, so you can and do you know the what is the observer status mean? That means that you can go and attend the IUCN conferences, but you do not have a voting right when the
Yes, sir.
conventions are taken. You are allowed to speak when the parties to the convention is taken. So that is it. So
Yes,
okay,
sir.
thank you, Prachi. We have come to the end of this interview. You have
Thank you.
done very well, so I must congratulate you for this, and I hope
Thank
to
you.
see you in the list. And some suggestions I would like to give to you. One
Yes,
is,
sir.
of course, that whatever you have written in your CV, in your DAF,
Yes, sir.
go into the details, as I told you also during the interview. Like if
Yes.
your parents are in teaching, you cannot be saying that I don't take interest, I'm not interested in this sector. So you should know. The reply that you gave for the higher education was very profound. So it was very good. But for IUCN, since you have mentioned it in your hobbies, you should know more about it.
Okay,
I
sir.
have known some of the subjects that you have. Incidentally, I set up the IUCN office in India
Okay, sir.
way back in 91 or 2, I think.
Yes.
So that is all that I would suggest to you. Know more about your district, the ODOP of Muzaffarpur, and of course your subject. And
Okay.
in everything, I would suggest to you that do an in-depth analysis of your own DAF. Be a devil's
Okay.
advocate. Think that you are in the interview board and you are going to torment this candidate. And therefore, what are the most difficult questions that can be asked? Read
Okay, sir.
them and prepare a reply to that. The
Okay.
last point that I want to tell you is that many a time there will be reflective questions. People are full of knowledge. They have lots of, they know all the dimensions. But then they are asked the reflective questions, then they have a problem because they have not thought about it. But if you have thought about it, then you are able to gather your thoughts and you can come out with those arguments. So, especially in the reflective questions, your creativity and your depth of knowledge both are tested. So, you be should be ready for that.
Okay, sir.
Srikanji,
Yeah.
would like to add something?
Yeah, Prachi, sir has given detailed thing.
Yes,
You
sir.
whatever you have written in the application, that because it is written by us only. That
Yes.
is important. We should know. We can't say anything about that. That we should be. Other things, subject and your topic, geography, there might be a possibility that thing. But what is happening in Indian geography, with respect to Indian continent, what is geography? That also you should be aware of that. What all new things are happening in the
Okay, sir.
climatically, soil health, So many things are happening with respect to India also. And we had even in rare earth elements, many things were found. They are not mined yet. They're like
Yes,
lithium
sir.
in Jammu and Kashmir and different rare earth elements. You should know those things also. You should know about it. Nuclear energy is important. Thorium, different minerals used for their basic material involved in nuclear energy generation. That also is an important thing nowadays. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Prachi, finally, I would like to add something to
Yes, sir.
the suggestion that I give you. You should also prepare for a subject which is totally unrelated to your DAF.
Okay, sir.
It will be very good. Like, suppose somebody can ask you about the law, about the recent Supreme Court judgments, about
Mm.
art and culture, the dance, the music, etc. So
Okay, sir.
it is good to know about that, at least preliminary things. And then when the interviewer goes into depth, you can say that I don't know, I know only this aspect or don't know this much, and I will read further about it.
Okay, sir.
So that would be good for you. So
Okay.
all the best. You have any questions, you can ask.
Yes, sir. Sir, regarding Gandhiji's question, since we acknowledge him as such a big stature figure, I always believed as like defending him. But when you asked about international relations, how to particularly defend his philosophies, like it's not, we can see practically it's not valid nowadays.
Yeah, no, no, it is good to stand by your conviction. And
Okay,
in
sir.
fact, I am myself a firm believer in Gandhiji's relevance in today's world. But I
Yes,
ask you this question that you should be ready, because many times it will happen that you have a particular viewpoint and the interviewer will ask you a contrarian point of view just to see that you have a critical thinking or not. You stand your
okay,
ground, and of course, you can say some limitations, like in like with Trump, you can always say that I cannot say that it will succeed 100%, but if it is embedded in the policies and if
hmm,
the thinking is affected to that extent, probably it would be helpful. So you
yes,
don't have to say that it is totally failure, but you can always say that maybe that partially you will failure. But when you are being asked to criticize this, then do it fully. Do it
okay,
fully.
sir.
Don't
Okay,
don't
sir.
hold your horses, because that is what is being expected of you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, thank
Okay.
you. All the best to
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
All the best to you.
Thank you, sir.